Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. These are the June books. They just came out yesterday, I believe, so I'm going to go through those, see if I want anything, or maybe I'll skip, but we can get into the books. So I think there's 6, so that's a little exciting, a little bit more than normal. The first one is The Ghost Writer by Julie Clark. It's a mystery, I guess a 3P author. So they've already had her books. I don't think I've read any of her other books, but it says her father was accused of murdering his siblings. Now she's ghostwriting his book and he's finally telling the truth. That sounds pretty interesting already. Multiple viewpoints, non-linear timeline, creepy, and slow build. That could be fun. I don't know if it's like a summer book though, I guess, but let's see. June 1975, the Taylor family shatters in a single night when 2 teenage siblings are found dead in their own home. The only surviving sibling, Vincent, never shakes the whispers and accusations that he was the one who killed them. Decades later, the legend only grows as his career as a horror writer skyrockets. Ghostwriter Olivia Dumont has spent her entire professional life hiding the fact that she is the only child of Vincent Taylor. Now on the brink of financial ruin, she's offered a job to ghostwrite her father's last book. What she doesn't know, though, is that this project is another one of his lies, because it's not another horror novel he wants her to write. Wow. After 50 years of silence, Vincent Taylor is finally ready to talk about what really happened that night in 1975. I don't know, that sounds really interesting, actually. Oh, it does have content warnings, contains mentions of sexual assault. I don't know, I might pick that. I am pretty intrigued. It sounds more like something for the fall, though. I don't know why in my mind I want like things that fit the month, but that does sound interesting. What else did she write? Oh, The Last Flight and The Lies I Tell. Yeah, I didn't get either of those from Book of the Month or read them elsewhere, but the next book is What Kind of Paradise by Janelle Brown, historical fiction. I love the cover. A teenager's quiet, off the grid upbringing is shattered by a horrifying discovery in this vivid coming of age story. Ooh. From the 90s, tech world, coming of age, and rural. I don't know, that does sound interesting. Like, what could be so horrifying that she discovers, like, a mass grave that her parents. I don't know, it seems intriguing. Growing up in an isolated cabin in Montana in the mid 1990s, Jane knows only the world that she and her father live. What? Why am I can't read this right? The wood stove that heats their home, the vegetable garden where they try to eke out a subsistence existence, the books of 19th century philosophy that her father gives her to read in lieu of going to school. Her father is elusive about their pasts, giving Jane little beyond the facts that they once lived in the Bay Area and that her mother died in a car accident, the crash propelling him to move Jane off the grid to raise her in a Thoreau-like utopia. I think he kidnapped her. As Jane becomes a teenager, she starts pushing against the boundaries of her restricted world. She begs to accompany her father on his occasional trips away from the cabin. But when Jane realizes that her devotion to her father has made her an accomplice to a horrific crime, she flees Montana to the only place she knows to look for answers about her mysterious past and her mother's San Francisco. It is a city in the midst of a seismic change where her quest to understand herself will force her to reckon with both the possibilities and the perils of the fledgling internet, okay, and where she will come to question everything she values. I don't know why I was like having a stroke reading some of these sentences. So I'm not sure if I want to get this book, but so it sounds like maybe she is his daughter. I don't know. When I first started reading it, I thought like he kidnapped her and is raising her as his own, and that's the horrifying discovery. But it seems like it's something else. Some crime. Maybe he killed someone. No content warnings, surprisingly, so that's interesting. I don't know, it's always interesting having something set in the 90s since, I mean, I was a young child in the 90s, so I don't know, but to have someone as a teenager in the 90s is an interesting perspective. I don't think I'll get that though. So the next is The Summer We Ran by Audrey Ingram, contemporary fiction. Two exes run against each other for governor in this captivating story of class, betrayal, and young love. Ooh, that seems interesting. I did not think of it as political when I saw the ran. I thought it was like a marathon or something, but it's a fast read. That's good. Non-linear timeline, multiple viewpoints, and forbidden love. Is this like a Romeo Juliet thing? Why is it forbidden? Okay, also set in the 90s. In the summer of 1996, teenage Tess Murphy's mom gave her two rules to abide: keep quiet and stay out of trouble. Her mother landed a new job as a cook at an affluent Virginia estate and didn't want anything to risk the opportunity, least of all her outspoken daughter. What no one saw coming was Tess falling deeply in love with the boy next door, high society Grant Alexander. So I guess that's the forbidden part, that he's affluent and she's not. Over a few wondrous and heat-filled months, Tess and Grant's love blooms so ferociously it feels utterly impossible that anything could keep them apart, until tragedy strikes and the teenagers find themselves pained by betrayal with little hope to repair the damage that's been done. Now, 2 decades after their epic teenage romance abruptly ended in heartbreak, Tess and Grant are both running for governor of Virginia. Where secrets from that summer threaten to shatter their families' futures and the love they once shared. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds interesting, but I don't think I would buy it. It does have content warning. It contains mentions of domestic violence and miscarriage. Oh, wow. Did he abuse her as a teenager? I mean, I doubt that. But I don't know. This sounds interesting, but not exactly like what I want to read right now, I guess. Next book is Next to Heaven by James Frey, contemporary fiction. That cover's really interesting. Like, what is that, a pen? Or I think it's a pen to me in her mouth, but so a suburban swingers party spins out of control in this witty, feverish novel of life among the ultra rich. That seems very interesting. That seems like more movie. Multiple viewpoints, no quotation marks. I find that annoying, so I don't think I could read this, but glamorous, so it does seem movie-esque, and extra spicy. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess if it's a swingers party. I don't know, I would like to see a movie on this concept. I guess maybe not though, depending on how extra spicy it gets. It needs to tone it down for the movie probably, but let's see. New Bethlehem, Connecticut, is a town of picture perfect lawns, manicured hedges, and multi-million dollar homes, but beneath the designer yoga gear and country club memberships lies a darker reality. In this world of excess, Devin and Belle have it all: beauty, money, status. But they want something more, something dangerous, something that makes them feel alive. Their solution? A party, a meticulously curated gathering of New Bethlehem's elite, from a desperate ex NFL quarterback to a hockey coach with a penchant for married women, to a ruthless Wall Street closer who wields his wealth like a weapon. One night, multiple betrayals, and a murder that will shatter New Bethlehem's carefully constructed facade. Oh, wow. So a murder happens. This book contains mentions of sexual assault as a content warning. I don't know, that sounds like really interesting concept. I don't know why I was thinking if it's a swingers party like it happened all the time, but to just think of, oh, we're just gonna throw one night of a party like this, and then of course something bad happens. That sounds interesting. But the no quotation marks, I'm not sure if I can get past that. I'd have to start reading it. Maybe it's something I would read from the library, but probably not buy since I'm not sure. Because sometimes when books have no quotation marks, it really bugs me and it's hard for me to read. Next one, this has been on my list for the year, so I will probably be getting this, but it's Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. It's fantasy. She's a repeat author with Book of the Month. So it says, sink your teeth into this dark and deliciously gothic vampire novel by the author of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Obviously, she's written other things too, but I did get The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue from Book of the Month. Loved that. I'm pretty sure this is the book I'll get, but 400 plus pages, so it was pretty long. Nonlinear timeline, salacious, and I can't speak today. LGBTQ plus themes. Love that. So, this is a story about hunger. 1532, Santo Domingo de la Calzada. Sorry, I cannot speak Spanish. A young girl grows up wild and wily. Her beauty is only outmatched by her dreams of escape. But Maria knows she can only ever be a prize or a pawn in the games played by men. When an alluring stranger offers an alternative path, Maria makes a desperate choice. She vows to have no regrets. This is a story about love. 1827, London. A young woman lives an idyllic but cloistered life on her family's estate until a moment of forbidden intimacy sees her shipped off to London. Charlotte's tender heart and seemingly impossible wishes are swept away by an invitation from a beautiful widow. But the price of freedom is higher than she could have imagined. This is a story about rage. 2019, Boston. College was supposed to be her chance to be someone new. That's why Alice moved halfway across the world, leaving her old life behind. But after an out-of-character one-night stand leaves her questioning her past, her present, and her future, Alice throws herself into the hunt for answers and revenge. This is a story about life, how it ends and how it starts. There are content warnings, contains scenes depicting sexual assault and the death of a child. They also had from her the Fragile Threads of Power on Book of the Month. I never read, but I didn't realize this was like 3 different time periods, and that's pretty far apart, like 1532, 1827, and 2019. But it was one of my books that I really want to get for this year, so I think I will be buying this one, I guess, from Book of the Month, since it's the cheapest there. And I don't mind that it has the Book of the Month logo on it. I know that could cheapen the book, but that's fine. So, last option, which I also was very interested in this, so I might actually get this as well. But it's King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby, and it's a thriller. So there's no rest for the wicked in this bloody, heart-pounding Southern crime drama about a family-owned crematorium. It is movie-ish, graphic violence, action-packed, and siblings. When eldest son Roman Caruthers is summoned home after his father's car accident, he finds his younger brother Dante in debt to dangerous criminals and his sister Nevia exhausted from holding the family and the family business together. Nevia and their father, who runs the Caruthers Crematorium in the rundown central Virginia town of Jefferson Run, see death up close every day. But mortality draws even closer when it becomes clear that the crash that landed their father in a coma was no accident, and Dante's recklessness has placed them all in real danger. Roman, a financial whiz with a head for numbers and a talent for making his clients rich, has some money to help buy his brother out of trouble. But in his work with wannabe tough guys, he's forgotten that there are real gangsters out there. As his bargaining chips go up in smoke, Roman realizes that he has only one thing left to offer to save his brother, himself, and his own particular set of skills. Roman begins his work for the criminals while Nevia tries to uncover the long-ago mystery of what happened to their mother, who disappeared when they were teenagers. But Roman is far less of a pushover than the gangsters realize. He is willing to do anything to save his family. Anything, because everything burns. Oh, surprisingly no content warnings. That's interesting. These are other books that Book of the Month has had from S.A. Cosby, The Razorblade Tears and Blacktop Wasteland. I loved Razor Blade Tears. I did not know about the other one, but I think I might also get this. It kind of reminds me of Ozark, I guess, a little bit, which I did love that series, so. But yeah, I think I'll get King of Ashes and Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. But let's look at the add-ons, the new add-ons. So it looks like there's just 3 new ones, which I guess since there were 6 Book of the Month picks, maybe they just have less add-ons, but it's definitely less than before. So the first one is The River is Waiting by Wally Lamb, contemporary fiction. I do like the cover a lot. It will be shipped later if you pick that. This gut punch of a novel follows a man to prison after his careless mistake causes an unimaginable tragedy. Emotional, family drama, heavy read, and marriage issues. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, there's a synopsis. Corby Ledbetter is struggling. New fatherhood, the loss of his job, and a growing secret addiction have thrown his marriage to his beloved Emily into a tailspin. And that's before he causes the tragedy that tears apart his family. Sentenced to prison, Corby struggles to survive life on the inside, where he witnesses frightful acts of brutality. But he also experiences small acts of kindness and kinship. Buoyed by those and by his mother's enduring faith in him, Corby begins to transcend the boundaries of his confinement. Sustained by his hope that mercy and reconciliation might still be possible, can those he loves ever forgive his crimes? Does contain scenes depicting sexual assault and the death of a child and mentions of suicide. I don't know, I am not interested in a heavy read to kick off my summer, but maybe you are. So this other one is The Other Side of Now by Paige Harbison, Magical Realism. I love this cover as well. What does it say? 2 lives, 1 chance to get it right. In this magic tale of second chances, an actress discovers her long-dead best friend still alive in another timeline. Oh my god. That's gonna make me cry. Romance, female friendships, light read. Okay, how's it a light read if her long-dead best friend is still alive? Salacious? How is it salacious? Okay, I'm intrigued. With a leading role on a hit TV show and a relationship with Hollywood's latest heartthrob, Meg Bryan appears to have everything she ever wanted. But underneath the layers of makeup and hairspray, her happiness is as fake as her stage name, Lana Lord. Okay. Following a small breakdown at her 30th birthday party, she books an impromptu trip where she knows the grass is greener, Ireland. Oh, that would be pretty. Specifically, the quaint little village where she and her best friend Amy always dreamt of moving, a dream that fell apart when an accident claimed Amy's life a decade ago. Oh. When Meg arrives, the people in town are so nice, treating her not as a stranger but a friend, except for the extremely hot bartender giving her the cold shoulder. Meg writes it all off as jet lag until she looks in the mirror. Her hair is no longer bleached within an inch of its life, her skin has a few natural fine lines, and her nose looks like, well, her old nose, her real nose. Oh, she time traveled like through the plane? Her phone reveals hundreds of pictures of her life in this little town. Oh, with an adorable dog she doesn't know, with a bartender who might be her ex-boyfriend, and at a retail job unrelated to acting. Eventually, she comes to accept that she somehow made a quantum slide into an alternate version of her life. But the most shocking realization of all? In this life, her best friend Amy is alive and well, but wants nothing to do with Meg. Oh, this is gonna make me cry. Despite her bewilderment, Meg is clear-eyed about one thing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to reconnect with her friend and repair what she broke. She finagles an opportunity to act in the play Amy is writing and directing, and as the project unfolds, Meg realizes that events, as she remembers them, may not be the only truth, and that an impossible choice looms before her. Oh, it does contain scenes depicting eating disorders. I don't know, this sounds so sweet, and I want this book too. I can't get 3 books, can I? I guess. Okay, so last add-on to pick, well, new add-on, is A Family Matter by Claire Lynch, contemporary fiction. I love this cover too, that looks like it's painted with that cup teetering. Let's see. A woman's love affair with another woman fractures her family for generations in this shattering yet hopeful novel. Wow. Multiple viewpoints, LGBTQ plus themes, nonlinear timeline, and family drama. Oh, so this is also like 2 time periods, I guess. I guess that's what nonlinear timeline means. I don't know what's happening today. Okay. 1982. Dawn is a young mother still adjusting to life with her husband when Hazel lights up her world like a torch in the dark. Theirs is the kind of connection that's impossible to resist, and suddenly life is more complicated and more joyful than Dawn ever expected. But she has responsibilities and commitments. She has a daughter. Dang. That's fine. Okay, 2022. Heron has just received news from his doctor that turns everything upside down. He's an older man stuck in the habits of a quiet existence. Telling Maggie, his only child, the person around whom his life has revolved, seems impossible. Heron can't tell her about his diagnosis, just as he can't reveal all the other secrets he's been keeping from her for so many years. Is that the man that Dawn was married to, or I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm interested in that. This book contains mentions of child abuse and domestic abuse. I think this is like something I would read from the library, maybe. So, yeah, I think maybe I'll get The Other Side of Now. I think that would make me cry. I'm not sure I want to cry, but. So, these are the books. Um, Definitely getting Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I think I'll also get King of Ashes, but I could also maybe get that from the library. I don't know. I'm trying to limit how many books I have because I already have a whole bookcase full of books I need to read. But yeah, that's it for this month's book of the month. Let me know what you're picking, if you're picking anything, if you're skipping this month, what do you think? And if you want more content like this, I have a full blog called Notes from the Shelf. If you want to go check it out, notesfromtheshelf.com. I post 2 to 3 times a week there. I will try to post maybe a couple more videos throughout the month than just the book of the month, but that's currently all I'm posting on YouTube, but there's much more content on the blog. So go check me out there and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll have other links in the description below. So I'll talk to you guys next month about the book of the month, maybe before then if I figure out my video content, but it's still a work in progress. But yeah, have a great June and the start of summer.